There's always got to be a plastic outside. What is up, you guys? Dorksnake here, back in with another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the Mezco Toys Silver Knight Batman. I've been waiting for this figure for a while now. I believe we first got it shown, I think it was at Toy Fair 2018. I could be wrong about that. It might have been a little bit earlier. But anyway, we finally got it over here, or at least I finally did. This came out, I think it was a couple months ago. But I've been waiting for this guy over here, and I finally got the money and the time to pick him up. So here he is. But anyways, packaging over here is pretty simple yet pretty sleek. I quite like it. You do get Silver Knight, Batman Silver Knight at the top of there, which is pretty cool, along with a white line going across. Great packaging all around. Batman symbol, 112 Collective at the bottom, post play and display. DC logo at the side over here. You also got the Batman logo once again. 112 Collective at the top once again, and then Mezco Toys finally at the bottom. And it's pretty much same thing on the other side. It's just a white color. At the back over here, it does show everything that comes inside the figure. Batman Silver Knight once again at the top of there, along with all the accessories, all the stuff. Once again, everything that comes in the figure, not a toy for children. And also you do get a couple photos at the bottom of there with the figure and a couple of copyright info. Then this is a sleeve, so what you got to do is you got to pull it up and out like so, and you can see the entire figure inside of its glory, and the glare is going crazy right now. But anyway, as I've said, you do get the window box with the figure and all the accessories inside, so you get a nice clear view of all of it. At the top, I didn't exactly show this, but it does say 112 Collective up there in a bit of a shiny kind of material, so that's pretty cool. Same thing at this side over here, and at the back you just get the Mezco logo, and same thing at the other side, and at the bottom you got just a whole bunch of copyright info like the back. Anyways, guys, let's get this figure open. So here's Batman outside the packaging, and man, this guy turned out absolutely fan-frickin-tastic. I gotta say, at first, when I saw how this guy was gonna be looking for the product release, I was a little bit disappointed, because if you remember, during the Toy Fair, the first time we saw this guy, we actually saw him with a bit of a darker kind of suit, so you could see the lines throughout the costume and all that kind of stuff, and it actually looked really cool. But unfortunately, on this figure over here, on the product release, or like the main release, I guess you could say, as you can see, it does not have any lines going throughout the suit. From what I'm feeling so far, it's actually very durable, so meaning it's not going to break so easy, and details are just spot on. We'll take a look at the head sculpt in just a second. In terms of accessories, though, he does come with 5 pairs of hands, including 1 extra hand. First pair are these open hands, and as you can see, they're looking pretty good in terms of sculpting and paint detailing. There's a look at the inside over there. And here are the trigger finger hands over here. And as you can see, these are also looking pretty good as well. Grabby hands, fisted hands, and these batarang holding hands, which are already on the figure. And in terms of the 1 extra hand, he does come with his kryptonite fist. As you can see, a nice glossy material in there. Allows him to go ahead and punch Superman right in the mouth. And in terms of his weapons, he does come with this batarang and this grapple gun over here. And as you can see, this part over here is removable, so you can just take it out as you like. Very small little grapple, I don't know what they call it. What was it called again? Hook, I guess, the hook piece. But anyway, yeah, the batarang over there is looking pretty cool. He does come with an extra 10 smaller batarangs. I'm not going to include in here though, because there's just way too many of them, and I mean, I don't really want to lose any of them. I really like how that batarang looks, and the grapple gun too actually looks pretty good as well. And as you can see, he does hold both accessories quite well. In terms of hook pieces as well, though, he does come with a hook piece with a string attached to it. I haven't unraveled it, but I will leave a photo up there for you guys. And then he also does come with this sonar piece over here, which is looking pretty good as well, and once again can hold it inside of his trigger finger hand. And then finally, he does come with this bat drone, I guess you could call it over here, and this actually looks pretty good for the most part. Really good paint detailing and sculpting in there, very nice. And he's also got the articulation on a ball joint in both wings, so you can move it around as you please. In terms of head sculpts, though, he does come with 4 in total, with the first one over here being the normal Batman cowl. And I mean, this is looking pretty cool. He's got the long ears over there with a bit of a casual look. Eyes look pretty good. Sculpting on the cowl looks pretty good. I mean, it kind of reminds me, this particular head sculpt over here, kind of reminds me of a Michael Keaton Batman. I don't know. The second head sculpt over here, though, is looking pretty good. He's got the short ears. But I don't know about that facial expression, man. It kind of looks like Batman's a rabbit. Or at least he's trying to pretend to be one. I don't really know. And of course, as a nice added touch, Mezco did add in the Bruce Wayne head sculpt. And I mean, this is looking pretty good as well, too. It's really weird because it's supposed to be a comic kind of Bruce Wayne, yet it looks so realistic at the same time. As you can see, he is aging a little bit on the sides of the heads over there. And I mean, the hair sculpting is absolutely spot on. Looks very, very, very good. The head sculpt that does it for me is this battle damage head sculpt. Oh man, he just looks brutal and like so pissed off, man. It's so cool. He's got his teeth showing with the blood coming out of his mouth and the eyes all pink as if he just got punched in the face, kind of like a black eye. And he's also got the claw marks too, which is actually pretty awesome as well. And with these scratch marks over here, you actually see what's inside the costume. So you can see it's like some sort of metal kind of material. Not exactly sure what it is, but it does lift up onto the top of the head over there, which is pretty awesome. I personally believe that this was either Catwoman or Bane's doing, but if you guys have a different opinion, be sure to leave in the comments down below. So he also does come with a base and kind of like the pieces that help hold him up and also the cape. I didn't take it outside the box because you can see photos of him right now. Anyways, taking a look at the figure over here, I mean, this costume is looking pretty sick for the most part. I know I already said, kind of disappointed that they didn't give us like all the lines going throughout the suit. However, you can still see them. I mean, they're still there. It's just that the color that they chose doesn't really show up on the costume whatsoever, but still looks very good. I'm actually a huge fan of the New 52 comics, and this is what the figure reminds me of. It looks like a New 52 suit. It also does remind me of, too, if you guys have seen Batman vs. Superman, Ben Affleck's costume actually has like all these tire marks going throughout it. I mean, there was some theories that his suit was actually made of tires. I don't know how that came up, but anyway, you can actually see like all little parts in there. It actually looks like tire marks. So I would assume like this would also be a good look for a Ben Affleck suit as well. But anyway, bat symbol there is actually looking pretty good. It's kind of like 3D, so it kind of like jumps out to you. And when sculpting is actually pretty good in there. I actually like the gauntlets over here too. The gauntlets actually look pretty good as well too. I would have wished that we kind of would have gotten a Jim Lee kind of style gauntlets, like you know how it's kind of like a rectangle instead of like a triangle like this, or like kind of like a fin. But overall, not bad looking by any means whatsoever. Belt over here is actually looking pretty good as well too. I really do like the gold paint that they chose. Very futuristic looking, and as some people may not like it, like they would kind of prefer the pouch belt and stuff like that, I actually do think it still turned out to be a pretty good belt overall. As you see over here, this is where the grapple gun is actually supposed to go. You just slide it right through and he holds it in there pretty well. You can also see there where the seam line goes through. I think there's also some at the knees over there. That's probably them just bunching up, which is my fault, but overall still looking pretty good. I really do like all the bits of like the tire looking bits in there and like the bits of the suit. He's also got the knee pads over there too. Looks pretty awesome as well too. These boots actually turn out pretty good as well too. Really do, I don't know, it's kind of giving me an Arkham, like you know the Arkham games, kind of can give me an Arkham vibe in there. But yeah, I mean I love the Arkham games and I love how the costumes looked in there, so not unhappy with this whatsoever. I still do think, I mean, look at those treads at the bottom there too. Looks very awesome. Cape over here though, I actually really like. When I pulled it outside the packaging originally, I was kind of surprised because comparing this to like the other Mezco, the Ascending Night Mezco Batman, this is actually a very nice feeling kind of cape. It kind of feels like a, what's the best way to describe it? Like, you know that feeling that you get on an umbrella? That's what it feels like. And it's also the right weight too, so it's not going to be flowing up or any of that stupid kind of stuff. But anyway, you can see it does have a shiny kind of outside over there, and on the inside it's kind of like a matte finish. So overall, I really do like how this cape looks as well too. And of course, with the folds that he did get in the box, you can hold it up like that. You can put it like that, or you can just have it go all the way down, like as you see over here, kind of like a Batman the Animated Series or Batman First Appearance kind of vibe. But anyways, articulation on this guy is actually pretty good. I am going to be a little bit careful because, you know, this is a very expensive piece, so I'm going to try my best to show you guys what the articulation is, but at the same time I'm going to be a little bit careful because, you know, it's it can easily rip at any time, easily break. But anyways, the head can move up about that much, which is pretty good. It can move down, move side to side. There's some pivot in there. I also got the arms moving out around that much. I feel it squeaking, but yeah, I can move around 90 degrees, probably even further, but I just don't want to move any further because, you know, I don't want to break this thing. But anyway, it does move up and down. The fabric does hinder it just a little bit. He does have the bicep swivel in there, double jointed elbows, and I don't really want to bend it because I'm gonna break it. But I am sure if you guys had the balls to do it, because I don't, you can obviously move it all the way over. But anyways, he does have the wrist peg, which swivels and goes up and down as well too. He's also got the diaphragm joint in there, and that moves pretty good as well too. You can move down, move back, and it's going so slow, but he can also pivot too, and I mean swivels. He also has another joint inside the waist over here too, which is a similar concept to the diaphragm joint up there, and do the same exact thing all around. I trying not to break this thing, so please guys bear with me. And then he can also kick forward too, doing it very slowly so it doesn't break, but that's as far as I'm going to go before it breaks. He can also do the splits, but you also got to be careful with the joint in there, so I'm going to say probably that much. And then he also does have double jointed knees too, which actually move them pretty far, and these ones actually feel pretty good, so I can move them as I please. So yeah, it has double jointed knees in there too. And he also does have ankle articulation, which is move down about that much. I know I'm trying. You could probably move it more, but I mean, I just don't want to break this thing, man. And then you can also move up about that much, and he does have the ankle pivot in there too, which is pretty awesome. My God, that was so scary. If you were curious as to how tall this guy does stand, he does stand to around 6.25 inches to his head, but then to the ears, it's probably gonna be 6.5. Anyways, here's Batman compared to his last suit over here, and this is the Ascending Knight Batman over here. This is not the classic one. This is the PX Previews one, so the blue one over here, and I kind of favor that more because, you know, blue is a pretty cool looking color, especially in this guy over here. But anyways, what Mezco's trying to do, from what I know at least, is they're telling 3 different stages of Batman, and one's inside of his early days, one's inside of his prime days, and then the next one is going to be inside of his his Dark Knight Returns kind of days. So over here we have Ascending Knight, Sovereign Knight, and then I'm pretty sure the next one's going to be called Supreme Knight. So pretty excited for that, and be sure to stay tuned for that as well too. I know that most of my subscribers are DC Multiverse fans, so here he is compared to some DC Multiverse figures. These are the brand new ones. This is the Alfred Pennyworth over here, along with the Red Hood. And I mean, Alfred does kind of tower over him just a little bit. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, but you know, there has been some adaptations of Alfred where he has been taller than Batman, so you can definitely work with it. But in terms of Red Hood over here, as you can see, he stands just slightly taller, but I mean, they pretty much look like they're the exact same height. So if you want to pull off some Batman under the Red Hood kind of scenes over here, you could definitely do that. That'd be pretty awesome. So final thoughts on this guy. I think personally he's a really good figure. He can get a little bit expensive. I mean, $80 in US, $120 in Canadian. I don't really know about him, man. Taking money outside the equation though, this is an absolute phenomenal figure. I mean, man, those head sculpts are absolutely amazing. The accessories, the amount of accessories it comes with is absolutely fantastic. The fact that it comes with a base too, I mean, 5 out of 5 stars, man. And I know I said at the beginning I was a little bit disappointed that they did not give us the line shirt, the suit, because that's really what sold me on the figure originally. But overall, I still really like the look. As I've also said, once again, I mean, it does kind of give off that New 52 kind of vibe, slash the Ben Affleck Batman kind of vibe. And I mean, those are my 2 favorite Batmans right there, or at least 2 of many, which is probably why I favor this figure a lot, even without those lines. Really, it all comes down to your opinion on if you like the look of this Batman or not. I must say that those heads, I mean, you get a short ear, you get a long ear, you get the battle image head, you get the Bruce Wayne head. I mean, what else would you ask for? It's beautiful if you think about it. Before I give it my rating, there's one thing I really want to emphasize too about this figure. I mean, as soon as I took it outside the packaging, this figure is very durable. So if you're into that kind of like the shooting of the action figures, like the action figure photography, the just posing the figure as much as you can, this is actually a great figure for it. You won't tear up the suit, as far as I know. For me though, I just really don't want to touch this guy that much because, you know, I don't want my money to go waste. But that's just me. I mean, I try to be as careful as I can, although I end up breaking my figures anyway. But anyways, yeah, this guy is very durable. The suit is very durable. His pegs, I mean, I've also felt right outside the packaging, like when you take off, like when you interchange all the parts, it's actually really easy to interchange compared to Mezco's other figures. So I gotta say, like, if you're into that action figure photography, if you're into that type of stuff, man, this is the Batman figure to get. You can pull off a whole bunch of poses with this guy. You can get crazy with it. You can get creative. I mean, literally, this is like, I'm telling you, man, this guy, I mean, it's such a cool Batman figure. But with that price range of $80 to $130, I mean, the rating of this figure is gonna have to be an 8 out of 10. But if you can afford it, it's a 10 out of 10. But with that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have, be sure to leave a like rating down below, as it does help with the quality of my videos. Be sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this figure. Let me know what you thought about my review, because I always love that feedback. And also, I forgot to tell you guys almost every single video, but I'm going to say it now. Be sure to follow my Instagram at @thedorkestnight, because I usually post there on a consistent basis compared to my YouTube channel. So if you aren't following that, be sure you go and click that follow button if you do have an Instagram account. But you know, I mean, I'm not really asking for you to subscribe, because I mean, this past week has been absolutely insane. I went from 100 to 400 followers. I mean, guys, that is absolutely crazy. Thank you guys so much for that. But, you know, if you haven't subscribed yet, yeah, I would appreciate that as well, too. Yeah. But with that being said, you guys, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you guys in the next video.